Hello everyone, I'm Paul and this is problem 1674. Minimum moves to make array complementary. This is a medium problem that might be very tricky, so next I will show you how to solve it step by step. We are given an integer array nums of even length and an integer limit. So let's say that we're given this input, and we have to return the minimum number of moves to make nums complementary. Here is the requirement for a complementary array. For all indices, nums at the current index plus nums at the opposite index equals the same number. For example, in this array, if we do 1 plus 4, we get 5, and 2 plus 3 is also 5. Given that in both cases we get 5, this is a complementary array. So we need to get the minimum number of moves to make nums complementary. Here, if we do 1 plus 3, the result is 4. 2 plus 4 is 6. These two numbers are different, so we need to use one or more moves. Here we can replace this 4 with a 2 because 2 is in between 1 and the limit. Here the limit is 4, which means that now we can do 1 plus 3, this is 4, and 2 plus 2 is 4 also. Now these two numbers are equal, and the minimum number of moves that we need to use in order to reach this is 1. So the result here is 1. The main observation to solve this problem is here. What if we take this pair, 1, 3? Let's say that we use 0 operations. The total sum that we can get in this scenario is 1 plus 3, which is 4. So now we are here in this scenario. We take left plus right. We don't change anything. Here we use 0 moves. As you can see, here m is equal to 0. Now, what's the minimum possible number that we can get? Well, we can replace this with the minimum possible number, so this stays at 1. We replace this with 1, and we do 1 plus 1, this is equal to 2. Now we are in this scenario. In order to do this, we need to use 2 operations. So here we use 2 operations in this scenario. Now, what's the maximum possible number that we can get? Well, we can replace this number with the limit. This is 4. We do the same with this number, and 4 plus 4 is equal to 8. This is the same as limit times 2. So now we are in this scenario, and we need 2 operations to reach this. So here the number of moves is 2. Now, what if we want to use only one move? What's the minimum possible sum that we can get? Well, we can replace the maximum number between 1 and 3 with the minimum possible number, which is 1. So now we are using only one operation, and we do 1 plus 1, which is equal to 2. Now we are in this scenario. We are taking the minimum number between 1 and 3 plus 1 because of this operation. Now we are here. And in this scenario, we use one move. Now, what if we use one operation, but we want to get the maximum possible sum? Well, we can do something very similar. We take the maximum number between 1 and 3, which is 3, plus the limit, which means that we replace this number with the limit 4. 4 plus 3 is 7. So now we are here. We take the maximum between left and right plus the limit. And here we are using one operation. And as you can see here, we have ranges. This means that anything that goes in between 2 and the minimum between left and right plus 1 requires 2 moves. Anything that goes in between the minimum between left and right plus 1 and left and right requires 1 move, and so on. These are the 4 possible ranges. So we know that the target to get the minimum number of moves in order to make this array complementary is somewhere in this line. So we can transform this into an array and fill the corresponding moves at each index. For example, let's say that we take the same pair, 1, 3. What if the current target is something in between 2 and 4? Let's say that it's 3. We know that this requires only one move, and this makes sense because we can replace this 3 with a 2. Now we are changing only one element, and we do 1 plus 2, this is equal to 3. So we require only one move. And let's say that we pick something in between 4 and 7. Let's say that we pick 6, for example. Well, we can change only one element. We can replace this with 3, and now we do 3 plus 3, this is equal to 6. Finally, let's say that we pick something that's on the edge. Let's say that we pick 7. We can do 3 plus 4. Now we are changing only one element, and 4 plus 3 is equal to 7, and we require only one move to do this. So now we know how this array works, but the question is how can we build it? And for this you should be familiar with something called difference array. So let's see how this works. Let's say that we have this array and we are trying to add a 1 to everything in this range and everything in this range. As you can see here, we have overlapping ranges. The result should be 0, 1, 1, 2, 1. Now the question is, how can we get this? Well, for this we can build a difference array where every value is 0 initially. And now we can go through these indices from left to right. First we are here, and this is not the starting point of a range, so the effect at this point is 0. We can just continue with the next index. Next we are here, and this is the starting point of this range, which means that from here to the right we need to add 1 to every index. So we can store this starting point of the effect here in the difference array. We can add 1. Next we are here, and this is not the starting point of any effect. As you can see, this index is in between left and right bounds of this range. So we can just continue with the next index and keep 0. Next we are here, and from here to the right we start the effect of this range. And how do we start this effect? Well, we can add 1 here in the difference array. Next we continue, and we know that from here to the right we need to remove the effect of this range. So if here we start the effect with 1, how do we remove it? Well, we can subtract 1, so this is now minus 1. Now with this difference array we can build a prefix sum array. And remember how we do this. We are storing the accumulated sum at every index. First we are here, the sum is 0. Next we are here, so we do 1 plus 0. Next here 0 plus 1 is 1. Here 1 plus 1 is 2. And here 2 plus minus 1 is 1. Now this is the final array. For example, if we look at index 0, the result is 0. For indices 1 and 2, the results are 1 and 1. Here we have overlapping ranges, and remember that we need to add 1 to this index for every range. So the result is 2. Next here, the result is 1. We have only one range. So this is it, and by doing this, we are solving the problem in big O of n time complexity. So even with overlapping ranges, this is very efficient. Now, going back to the problem, we can have a difference array corresponding to this line, and now we can iterate pair by pair. We start with 1, 3. And let's say that we start with 2 moves. We start by replacing these two numbers with 1 and 1. What are the corresponding effects at each point in the line? Well, if we start from 2 moves, we know that at the minimum between left and right plus 1, meaning at 2, meaning here, we need to remove the effect of one of the moves. So here we subtract 1. Next here at left plus right, meaning index 4, we need to subtract the effect of another move. So we go to index 4 and replace this with minus 1. Now what happens here at left plus right plus 1? Well, now we are in this range. We are using one move. So we should add this move. We go to index 5 now here and add one move. And what happens here at the maximum between left and right plus the limit plus 1? Well, now we are at index 8, and from here to the right we need to add the effect of a new move. So we replace this with 1. Now we are looking at this pair 2 and 4, and we do the same. We start from 2 moves. And what are the corresponding effects at each point? Well, here we are in this range, we are using only one move, so we should subtract one move. We go to the minimum between left and right plus 1, meaning 3. We go here and replace this with minus 1. Next here at 6, we should subtract the effect of another move, so we go here and subtract 1. Next, at left plus right plus 1, from here to the right, we need to add the effect of a new move. So we go to 7 and add 1. And finally here, meaning 9, we need to add the effect of a new move. So here we add 1. Now we can continue with either a prefix sum array or a variable current. In the code we will use current for simplicity, but here I will show you the prefix sum approach with an array because of learning purposes. So we start from the maximum possible number of moves, which means we replace every number here. So we need 4 moves as a maximum, n moves. Here n is 4, so we start with 4. And now we build a prefix sum array as usual. We do 4 plus 0, then 4 plus minus 1, 3 plus minus 1, 2 plus minus 1, 1 plus 1, 2 plus minus 1, 1 plus 1, 2 plus 1, and 3 plus 1. So now where do we have the minimum number of moves to make nums complementary? Well, we have them either here or here. The result is the minimum number in this array, which is 1. And just to be clear, this means that we can pick either 4 or 6 as targets. If we pick 4, we can replace this with 2, and now we do 1 plus 3, which is equal to 4, 2 plus 2 is equal to 4 also. And if we pick 6, we replace this with 3, and we can do 3 plus 3, which is equal to 6, and 2 plus 4 is also equal to 6. So these are the 2 valid scenarios. This is the final result. Overall time complexity here is big O of n plus L. Why? Well, because we are going through n divided by 2 pairs, so we can say that this is overall n, and then this array, these 2 arrays, have a size of roughly 2 times limit. So we can say that this is overall L. Overall time complexity is n plus L. And overall space complexity is big O of L because of this difference array. So with this in mind, now let's go with the code. First, n is the length of nums, and we need a difference array. This is an array with 0 times, and here we take 2 times limit plus 2. Now we can say for every index in range, and we are going through every pair, so we can take n divided by 2. Here we need to round down this number. Every time we have left and right. Left is equal to nums I, and right is the number at the opposite index. So right is equal to nums at n minus 1 minus I. Now we can set the corresponding effects. So difference at, and here we take the minimum between left and right, plus 1. Here we need to subtract 1 move. Then we go to difference at left plus right and subtract another move. Then we go to difference at left plus right plus 1, and here we add 1 move. And finally we go to difference at the maximum between left and right plus the limit plus 1, and here we need to add 1 move. So these are the 4 effects. Now with this we can build the result. We can say that result and current are initially n and n. We start from the maximum possible number of moves. And now we say for I in range, and we go from 2 to 2 times limit plus 1. Every time we add to current, this is our prefix sum basically, we add difference I. And every time the result is the minimum between what we already have in the result and current. And finally we can return result. So this is the entire code. Let's submit this and see if it works. Here I have an extra F, so let's remove this and try again. As you can see, this works and it's very efficient. So if you found this useful, please drop a like, subscribe, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.